Alright guys, so I'm going to show you the fish that are going to go in quarantine. There goes my wife. Say hello! I'm going to show you the fish that's going to go into quarantine. And I was at first debating if to put them in the 310. But now after much deliberation, I've thought about putting them upstairs in the 70-gallon Red Sea. I know two of these fish that I'm about to show y'all grow up to be huge. But as soon as they're big enough to be with the other bigger fish, I'm going to put them here in the 310. But for now, I want to, today's the last day of quarantine. I was going to give it another week or two because honestly, like I've said before, I'm not in a hurry. But an opportunity came to get two more fish, or three actually. So I have a gold flake angel from the Christmas Islands coming. I have a harlequin tusk from Australia coming. And last but not least, I got a Dusumeri tang coming as well. Those three are going to go into the 55-gallon that's right behind me. And eventually after quarantine, they will get moved to the 310 for sure because they're all big enough for the 310. Maybe I'll move these two in. I guess let me show you. Maybe I'll move in. As you can see, these are the two that I'm talking about. You see that I have a Emperor Angel and the Blonde Nassau. Both the Emperor Angel and the Blonde Nassau are almost the same size, which honestly is about 3 inches. So I feel that they'll be perfect right now for the 70-gallon. Once they grow out of it, then I'm going to move them along with other tanks that I have up there to this 310-gallon. Or maybe sooner, I don't know. It just depends. Maybe I end up getting more fish for the Red Sea and then I've overstocked it and I'll have to remove some of these fish. But for now, I want these upstairs. Being that they're, because of the coronavirus, there's a stop to international shipping and all that. Then there hasn't been that many fish in live aquaria nor saltwater aquarium or saltwaterfish.com, as well as my local fish shops. I mean, I'm talking about none almost. At least none of the ones that I have on my list of what I want to go into either of these tanks. So that being said, I'll show y'all that tank upstairs in a minute. I can tell y'all, before y'all get surprised, I don't want you to get surprised, that the upstairs tank, I've had an issue with keeping corals live. The first, when I first stocked it and cycled it, after cycling it for about 6 months, I put corals in there. They were flourishing for about 3 months. And then in the last 3 months, they've been decreasing. Even though I've checked every single parameter, what I have not done is send an IPI test to see what else it could be. In the meantime, I'm actually working on this tank here to make it a QT tank. I plan on removing all the corals that are still alive or barely making it into this tank after I've cycled it for about a week. I'm going to grab rock that's been sitting in here cycling with this tank for quite some time. I'm going to put it in here. I'm going to put this hang on the back filter to go with this one, since this already has another filter anyways. That's double filtration that's running on that 55-gallon. And I got a heater in there, and maybe not, maybe a pump, depends on what the flow is like with the hang on the back filter. And we'll see. But anyways, here, let me move these fish and I'll show y'all what the upstairs tank looks like. Alright guys, so here is my 70-gallon, 69 to be exact, Red Sea Reefer E260. This is almost 3 feet long. The fish that are going here are about 3 inches or so. That fox face, the tang in the back that you see, are all going to go into the 310-gallon. I would say maybe give it another 6 months to a year. Same for the fish that I mentioned that I'll be putting in here. So as you can see, there's a sunburst Antheus. He will stay here, he or she. The black Ocellaris clownfish will stay here. I happened to have the net off one day and forgot to put it back overnight, and found the girl of the pair on the floor dried up. So now I feel bad for this guy that is all alone now.
You come check on the thing?
And there's also a wrasse in here. I forgot the name, but I'll see if I remember it and post it on the comments. Or if y'all care, y'all can comment and then I can let y'all know. So what's going in here now will be the 3, I believe they're called scribbled Anthias girls. I'm looking for a male. The blonde nasotang or nasotang, and the emperor angelfish. Again, they will be in here for about no more than a year, assuming that they're grown by then. And then I will be transferring them over to the 310. So, as I mentioned before, that guy right there is a purple stylo, but it's had its polyps in for quite some time now. That was just a yellow acropora. I didn't have a name for it. That guy was a rainbow trachea or something like that. These are Australian long hair mushrooms. But as you can see, even these guys, like, they've been like that for maybe now a few days. But slowly but surely things have been dying in here. So I'm going to put these fish that I mentioned in here now. I will then, maybe tomorrow, I will start cycling the other tank that I mentioned. And hopefully by this weekend, I will be transferring over these corals into the new tank with fresh cycled water. To see if I can maybe save them and then figure out what the issue in this one is. Again, I've measured everything. I've measured calcium, I've measured alkalinity, I've measured pH. I actually have a Sinai reef monitor here, and that one always reads 0 ammonia, pH at around 8.1, 8.2. But yeah, so I mean, honestly, I'm keeping them within the range of acceptable ranges, and they don't fluctuate. What I have had issues with fluctuation is the temperature of the tank, anywhere between 76 and 80, depending on the day. I've started to keep the AC on here upstairs so that it can stay at a steady range, and I'm thinking that might have caused it. I don't know, it's hard to tell. Then as you can see, I have a lot of brown stuff growing on the ground. The nutrients, according to my Hannah checkers, my alkalinity was around 8 to 8.2. The phosphates were about 0.08, I want to say. Calcium, I don't check it often, but the last time I checked it was around the 400 range. But again, you know, I do what I am supposed to. Everything that can be measured, I've measured, and no issues there. So I'm thinking that there's got to be something else in the water. I have added, you know, Purigen, Seachem Purigen. I've added carbon, and none of that seems to take away whatever it is that it is. So I don't know. Maybe my test kits are wrong, but believe me when I tell you that it's not just the Hannah that I've tested with. I've had Red Sea. I have the ATI ones. And all of them seem to pretty much be around the same range that I mentioned. So I also plan on doing a major cleanup in this tank, scrubbing all the rocks and try to get all that brown algae stuff that's growing on the rocks, and I don't know, we'll go from there. So before I end the video, here are the fish that I just added. Again, the blonde naso tang, this scribbled, and pardon me if that's not the correct name of these Anthias, but 3 of these guys. There goes the emperor angel back here. Yes, I know the tank is dirty again. It's going to get a major cleanup no later than this weekend. And last but not least, where is, oh, that's it, just the Anthias, the blonde naso, and the emperor angel. So for the time being, this is as much as I'm going to stock this tank. Oh, you know what? I'm lying. I do have another angel that's about 1.5 inches long. I know what y'all are thinking. I may be making a mistake with the emperor angel in here. Luckily, all these rocks, most of them are all glued. So if I need to take them out, I will take them out. It's not that hard to take these rocks apart and put them back together the way they were. I made sure of that when I glued them together. Aside from that, that is it, guys. again, thank you for watching. Again, I really hope y'all subscribe, like, comment, share your opinions, share your ideas, you know, share your experiences. I'd really like to read about them. All right, guys. Thank you.
Subscribe.
And then what else?
Click the notification button.
So that you can get notified for every video, right?
Yeah.
And what else?
Give it a big thumbs up.
There we go. Thank you, guys. You heard her. You know, you have to take her advice. Follow us on this journey.